Master Chief. The Kansas City Chiefs. Narrated by Jesse Levine. Good evening, everyone. This is your host, Justin. Halo. I mean, it's a long-running franchise, same as Call of Duty, and everyone's like, both of them are kind of in the gutter at this point, but I kind of just want to reflect back a little bit on Halo because I spent more time in Halo than I ever did in Call of Duty, and how they're being managed, I feel like they're in a different spot, each of them. And Halo is near and dear to my heart. It is essentially the first console game. I technically had a Nintendo, but the first large console game that I really had. Oh, there's the Wii. Forget I said anything. The first 360 game that I had was Halo 3, funny enough. I didn't get started on Halo 1 or 2. I got right to 3. No idea what's going on at all. It just happened. But from there, I ended up playing the rest of the game soon after that. It took me a little while to get to 2, but I eventually got to 2. But yeah, Halo has now been a long-running franchise, and the franchises of franchises of old-time video games, blah, 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 blah. You don't really need a history lesson on that. So Master Chief is named John. Alright, end of history lesson here. Cortana is blue. And that's also your fun fact done for the day. But I want to look back at Halo as a game franchise and, you know, the fatigue of it all. And I definitely think the fatigue started before Halo 4 came out. 3 games is already a lot of games, plus you also have ODST and Reach on top of that. 5 games in total. That's a lot of Halo. But oh, did they make a lot of money for Microsoft. Ooh, Microsoft was not going to let that cash cow go away. They were going to juice that cow. And Bungie split off to make one of my least favorite games, Destiny. And Microsoft went off to have 343 Industries make one of my Halo's Halo 4. You know, there could be an improvements there, but the next one probably be really solid. But Halo 5 was a disaster. That's just the end of story. Halo 5 launched like a disaster. It was a disaster. There's really nothing else to put there. And I pre-ordered Halo 5, the full 60 smackaroos right into Bill Gates' face. Ooh, actually, no. Well, now my association with Bill Gates might be a little bit bad given the recent stuff that's come out about Bill Gates. 60 whole smackaroos. And the advertising for Halo 5 made it seem like this whole investigative plot, or either like, here's some choices you might make. They were trying to take it in a little bit of a different way. And I thought that was going to be a refreshing take on Halo. I thought it was going to be something a little bit different. And lo and behold, not only was it not really that different, they did not follow up on any of that marketing that they had, any of that interest in a really, really cool story. Oh, went right out the window. Right out the window. Cortana's the big bad villain. And you scratch your head and you kind of just think like, wow, that was a game of all time there. And I think after that, I was pretty burnt out on Halo. I wasn't too interested in Infinite. I saw that they added a grappling hook, and you know what? Actually, wait, no, I have Infinite in my library. I could play it for the grappling hook, but I just haven't felt like it. I just have not felt any desire to really go back and try and play, like, the newest Halo that they have. I'm just a little bit tired. I feel like they've just not really done too much with it. Now, even talking about Halo 1, 2, and 3, there's not a lot of macro changes between the 3 games, but there were enough changes in my honest opinion, and I think for a trilogy, that's a perfect way to have it. But then we're looking at the 4th game and the 5th game, and just not every element is hitting. I'm going to be a lot more critical of the regular elements, and I just got tired of it. I feel like I should want to play Halo Infinite, but I just simply don't. I really am just tired of Halo. I think seeing Microsoft's corporate hands trying to just be like all over Halo as a franchise to just try and get a lot more money out of it, I really feel like has not been doing it a lot of favors. I feel that has been quite disastrous, seeing how all of this stuff with like how the change of directors for Halo Infinite, just people leaving 343, it's just, ooh, it was just a mess. There's a focus rather than on it being a game, having it be extremely successful. And that's kind of the same thing with like Call of Duty as well. They're being designed to be successful rather than being designed to be like, yay, video game. Though when they announced the multiplayer for Infinite, that was fun. I had a bit of fun with that. I'll probably get the Halo Infinite solo campaign at some point. I just don't have a lot of desire for it. I'm going to just be quite honest. I will always love Halo as a game franchise, but I just don't have any more desire to invest in it further as it's kind of gone along. And whenever I play through Halo, it's always a lot of fun. I always have enjoyed Halo. Every replay that I've done of Halo has always been really fun. I've replayed Combat Evolved a little too much. I replayed 3 a little bit. 2, I actually do need to do a replay soon. Reach, I've replayed Reach probably the second most amount of times. Halo 4, probably around the realm where 2's at. 5, that's going to be for a later date. That's going to be for a fun time there. And the most recent announcement for Halo was just another Combat Evolved remaster, which is going to the PlayStation 5. So I've seen a couple people be like, ooh, no, cringe. And I don't really think that's necessarily for certain people. I think it's just to introduce a different audience that has never really experienced Halo for the first time. And I just think it's for a PlayStation audience who would just be like, ooh, I want to see that. Halo might turn into like kind of a Skyrim where they're just going to crack the whip at it and be like, re-release, re-release, re-release. We need more Halo. Stuff it into your jaw. Blah, 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 blah. And it's not like I don't want Halo to succeed. I just have a feeling Microsoft and now Halo Studios is going to be playing... Well, they're kind of playing a dangerous game with their whole thing with AI. And I also feel like they're playing quite safe with what they're doing with their games. You see, it's a whole combination of things. My honest opinion, I think my enthusiasm would increase for Halo if they really just try something new with it. I think at this point, rebooting the Halo 4-5 story into Infinite and then just teasing a sequel, I don't know about that one. I'm going to be quite honest. I really don't think that's a smart move, in my honest opinion. I have a feeling, you probably just needed to end it with Infinite. I'm going to be quite honest. That storyline really just needed to end. But I think this is actually a very good time for Halo to try experimenting with spin-off games like Halo Reach and Halo 3 ODST again. I'm going to be quite honest. I think that is a fantastic idea to play with. Just don't play really with the mainline Halo. I mean, they did Halo Wars 2, but that's just kind of where my head's at for the overall campaign rather than just the multiplayer. I always think the multiplayer of Halo is always very fun. That's sometimes always my favorite parts after the campaign. I think they've done quite well with multiplayer overall. My honest opinion, Halo 5, they start releasing more stuff after the game. And, that's very appreciated. Halo Infinite did not have a rec system, and I'm like, thank God you did not do that again. And it was pretty fun. At the same time, I think spin-off games can be both a double-edged sword. I feel this is the perfect time to just try something new. Explore something new. Just something new. Because otherwise the franchise is going to become tired. And then one thing I don't want for it is just to sit on the back burner. That's not going to happen. They remade 343 in the Halo Studios. That's not going to happen. Oh, you think they're going to let go of the game that sold the Xbox? No! And with Halo Studios generating a couple of controversies, it's just very difficult to really feel excited for the upcoming Halo. I think that the whole thing with the AI stuff is just a little too corporate sounding, and it feels like there's just too much corporate in the making of Halo, and I don't feel like it's really going to ever get back on its legs again because of how thick corporate's hands have wrapped around it. It is in the same spot as Call of Duty, I'll be quite honest. It's that they were rivals, and now at the same time, now they're both tortured prisoners who are yearning to die a little bit. Oh well, that's just food for thought. I really hope they do something a little more interesting with Halo because, I would like to be more interested than I am in the Halo franchise. I would really like to be more interested than I am at the current moment of time.